Hey, how's it going, everyone? Thanks for joining me. Today we're going to check out this filament extruder by the company 3dPany or 3dPany. I don't know. It's the C1. We're just going to go ahead and get into it, start making some filament, and talk about it as we go. I've already dried the plastic, and I'm experimenting with coloring. Now, the hopper that's pictured in their videos and on their website apparently only held about 200 grams, so instead of that they gave us a funnel that holds 1 kilogram. Now they have some setting recommendations, but honestly, depending on the additives and the type of material, you're gonna need to mess around and figure out what settings work best for what you're doing. First, we're going to turn on the heaters. Let that get up to temp. So I do recommend calibrating every spool, because that way you don't end up with a whole spool that's under or oversized in diameter. Okay, under your settings menu, you also want to enter in your internal width of your spool right here. This is where you change your temperatures for your 2 different temp zones. When you're first starting it, you got to have your extruder speed down below 10. And then as you are bringing that extruder speed up, you need to do it in increments of 10, no more, and let it stabilize in between. Set your traction around 30. Okay, that right there is my main complaint with this, is the touch screen, trying to adjust it, especially with your extruder. When you're trying to go up only 10 increments at a time, you're hitting your plus, and all of a sudden it jumps to 100 and your motor stalls. It's really frustrating, because then you got to drop it way down to get it started. You might have been all the way up to 70 and then accidentally skipped to 100, motor stalls, and then you gotta go back down to 10. Build it back up from there. Traction around 30 to begin with. I'm working with PLA. Good idea to let it sit for a couple minutes. Once it's reached temperature, make sure it's loosened up any residual plastic in there. Extruder's on. Okay, up here is where the plastic's going to be coming from. Obviously don't touch this area with your fingers, that's hot. There you can see the plastic starting to extrude. Okay, we're going to go up 10. We'll just call it go up 11, so that way we're at 20. And then we let it run a little bit to let the temperatures stabilize and the extrusion stabilize. We'll keep doing this until we get up to the extruder speed that we are aiming for. Now, your extruder speed will depend on what type of material. Like I said, you're gonna have to mess around and see what works well. Especially if you're mixing anything in. You might need to slow down your extruder speed or turn your temperatures up. You're just gonna have to listen to your motor. Now, these fans can be a little loud, but they're fans, and that's what the majority of this noise is from this machine. Is going to be from the fans. They do tend to sound much louder on camera than in real life. Right now they're just under half speed. Now if you get everything set and you're extruding, and then a little bit later your extruder stalls, you'll know the sound. You're either going too fast, extruding too fast, or your temperature's too low. Alright, now that we got it up to full speed and the fan's cranking, you're going to want to clip snip it But still kind of keep it in front of the fan so that way it cools it off so it's not too soft. Turn on that traction. Probably want to turn it on before you stick it through, unlike what I did. Alright, once it gets more taut like it is, then we can go ahead and feed it around these screws, alternating the guide screws there. And it's this point where we want to start measuring it. It's important to let it stabilize as you're calibrating. You know, don't rush the calibration. Also really important, before you turn on the machine, this needs to be in line with your outer edge of your spool. That sets the like 0 position. Once you're happy with the diameter that you're getting out, you go into your settings, you hit where it says Cal for calibration, tap that, and you enter 1.75. That's telling, it's not actually telling it that it's 1.75 because it's measuring the filament much higher than where your end size is. But it's calibrating the amount of stretch that needs to happen to get within range of the diameter you want. After you've set that calibration, you go back and you hit auto. Now they say off and that says normal. It's not off right now, obviously everything's running. Yep. It's like backwards from what you would what your intuition would tell you. Anyways, after turning it to auto, I like to check my diameter a bit to make sure everything's looking good. Alright. Feed it through. Then find a hole to just wrap it around. I just stick it through one of those. And then I hold that pulley forward to slow it down, and that way I can control the speed. And let that start wrapping. Once it's got a hold of it, you can put the filament around that pulley and it'll start self-feeding. I like to tuck it over just to make it nice and neat. Alright, so now here you can actually set it to run for a timed amount or a fixed length, or you can just keep an eye on it and shut it off manually. But once you, but if you set it for a fixed length or time, it will shut everything down all by itself. We'll check back later when this is done. Well, it's not spooling the greatest. It overlapped itself early on. It just got worse from there. As long as it prints fine, it's alright if the spool is not the prettiest. Okay, we're going to go ahead and turn it off now. And when I calibrated it, I think I was measuring right about 1.76 1.7, 1.78 maybe, I don't remember. But that is measuring extremely consistent. Hopefully the lopsidedness doesn't cause an issue. I have a feeling it might. Self-adjust. Okay, there. Hopefully that helps. It's much more even. Okay, there's our finished benchy. As you can see, it printed very nice. And this color is fluorescent under UV light. Well, thanks for joining me on this video. In some future videos, I'm going to be making filament from recycled plastics. And I'll also show how I shred my plastic. And I am experimenting with different ways of coloring my filament. At least where I'm located, there aren't a whole lot of options for small quantity master batches. So if you'd like to see more, give me a like and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it.